Hello, it's Keith from Kinvert, and we're about to do the Duna thing. So I've got 3 different craft coming in. I've taken the liberty of time warping forward to my first encounter here, and we've got 3 total to go. I've also made the maneuver nodes to save a bit of time. So yeah, this first one is my hopper. It's really only going to hop on Ike, but I want to get a little science around Duna first and gather that up, store it, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing now, is circularizing this one. And I'm not going to be doing much probably this video besides circularizing these. Hopefully I have time to land my big base, because that's the big one really. Alright, so I'm gonna keep time warping here. And yeah, this is just a general circularization burn, so I'm gonna be burning retrograde. There's nothing too special about this one. I'm a little nervous what altitude I should go, because I know that there's like low and high and everything. I think this is a high altitude for Duna. But it is going to use a bit of delta V, but I've got a ton of delta V on this. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be a minute-long burn. But it's got a good thrust to weight ratio. I can probably land a couple times, even just on this, for all I know. So, and then this hopper's got a lot of delta V as well. I'm going to start trying some time warp while I burn. That's about as fast as I'm comfortable going. It's starting to jitter a bit. Go back to map view. Okay. So there's that one circularized. Alright, still in map view. This is on, antennas extended. Okay, and I can deal with all EVA crew report. That's all kind of boring. I'll get the science probably later and go over how much we got. Alright, let's find the other craft here. And the next one in line, I wrote these down. So this one hits periaps there, then it's the relay. So the relay is next. I actually should have been able to see that just based on this. This is intersecting earlier. So anyway, I'm going to switch to the relay. This one can have a problem with wobbling, if I recall, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to have to find my camera angle so that I can warp to, because I don't want to warp straight to the node. This one's a little bit harder to pull off, this node, because I want it to be fairly accurate. Let's see. I don't know why it's not letting me change my camera angle to this, but I'm going to warp to here first, I guess. This one needs to be highly eccentric over the North Pole, so that I can constantly have a good relay satellite. This is getting 94%, and it maintains up to around 80% when they're, on opposition. Alright, so now I can warp to here. Oh, and actually, I went outside the orbit and back in with the main. That might not be the most efficient way to do it. This one's going in retrograde. Okay. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's retrograde, but whatever, that works. I'm just, going up and down anyway. It could make it a little harder later if I want to turn this into a station, but I think I'm going to have, I've got 400 there. I'm going to have 1500 delta V, and being way up out here, I can just kind of circularize out there and then just tilt this wherever I want. I don't even have to circularize. I can tilt it any way I want it. So yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to change this one. Okay. Although it might stay polar. Alright, so I'm going to time warp to here. And this is just basically going to be, it's not quite perfectly retrograde. Alright. And so here you can see it's got 9 of these RA-15s. It's been hanging up quite a bit. RA-15 relays. Not much to it. Okay. So now I'm going to keep going up here. I'll do a single little time warp cheat. Yoink. And I'll just start burning. I don't care that much. Although it is kind of critical. Alright. Hopefully it doesn't wobble too much. It's a little hard to aim. Okay. This just sucks. Oh my gosh, okay. Just flopping around everywhere. Alright, let's keep an eye. Okay. That's pretty good in polar. I'm gonna call that good. Okay, so this one's done. And let me check, make sure everything's... Yep. Turn that off. And yeah, I've still got 1700 delta V with this guy, so if I want to change the orbit I can. And that looks pretty good. It's not quite 90 degrees, I'd say. But alright, the hopper, or no, this is the base. This is the hard one. So we'll see how this goes. It's got a pretty low thrust to weight ratio. It does not have enough torque to really turn this thing around. It's landing on these dinky wheels. There are a lot of problems with this, but I've got the maneuver set up. I can safely warp to there, I'd say. Yeah. So we're just time warping in, getting ready to do our burns. And a reminder, first we go into orbit around Duna for the first mission, and then we land on Ike. For the second mission, we're going to get something on the order of 3 million Kerbucks, or whatever they're called in the game. It's a pretty long burn. We are coming in prograde, which is good. Or at least the normal way. Alright, why am I not able to click? Let me click. No? I'll just time warp myself. Alright, so I've got a day. I need to not overcook this one or I'm dead. Okay. 2 hours. 1 hour. Now we're down to the minutes coming up. And yeah, I'm just squeezing in before here. What's this at? I might not bring it all the way down. I think it's still going to count as a stable orbit. We'll find out. Yeah, this is the hard one. So yeah, first I go out here, and then I'm gonna get. I want to land basically facing Duna. I think it's gonna be about the best. Okay, I want to time this right. So 2 minutes 30. I need a minute and 15-ish. This is the one that has very narrow margins. I don't even know if I have enough delta V. Honestly, I don't even know if I do, so... Alright. I'll probably burn just barely early, because I tend to throttle down. Okay. And once I think I'm aimed well, I can start to time warp. This one is not so delicate. And yeah, I'm running on all these nuclear engines. This thing's just crazy. I had to bring 1500 monoprop with me and have space for 12 Kerbals. I needed a science lab and a cupola, so a lot of mass on this. Okay, getting ready to reduce time warp. I've got connection and I've got a pilot in here, if I recall. Okay, so just trying to aim at the node. Almost ready to reduce throttle. Okay, let me aim retrograde here. Just bring it in a bit more. Call that good? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright. So we've got our orbit. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is kind of whip out around. I just need this to stabilize so that I get my Duna. Okay, so that's already done. So we've got our Duna mission. That's like $1 million or something like that. I can time warp out past here a bit, and then I'm just going to do another burn and try to get a Ike encounter. Hopefully with as little delta V as possible. I've got a bit of inclination going out, but I wish there was a way to add a maneuver directly at the periaps, because you click here, but it could be a little forward or back of it. Alright, so this is going to be almost all retrograde. I'm expecting like 100 delta V. Okay, so we've actually... Can I focus my view? Okay. And yeah, so I'm going to keep going a little more retrograde. And my goal is to be planar on this if I can get it. Hopefully I can pull that off. It's going to be tough because I would actually need to do my maneuver... Where's my descending node? Is it going to show me? I mean, is this set as... I need to set this as target, maybe. Now will I get a... Clearly I've got some inclination. But it's not showing me my ascending and descending nodes here. Oh well. Alright, so I'm going to keep an eye on this and bring it in. So I want to slow down more. Oh, so I can even collide if I want here. Right? Ooh. Did I never get a collision? Let's do this. Reduce how much I slow down. Man, it looks like I can cook it right in. I don't think I want to go quite that close, maybe at 20. Probably 40's good, I guess. And then what can I do to reduce this inclination here? So I'm going to try to reduce my inclination. I'd say that's a little worse. I'd say that also stinks. That stinks. That stinks. Yeah, there's not much that I can do about it. Let's go in and zero these out, hopefully. Just kind of reduce the delta V I'm spending here. And then what I can do is just do another maneuver and just have my apoaps kind of far out there. I just want to land kind of on the equator. And I'm thinking my goal is to land on the equator facing Duna and just have a good connection to the ComSat and all that. So that's what I'm kind of aiming for here. Alright. How long have I got? So I can do my time warp out to here. It's only a 30-second burn, so I'm going to time warp it manual, I guess. Alright, so we got 5 days, 4, 3, 2 days, 1 day. Then we got 5 hours soon. 4, 3, and then watch this start to speed up as our potential energy switches over to kinetic. 2 hours, 1 hour, going to be in the minutes. 50, 40, 30, 20, 14, 13, 12. All right. It's not too much longer. I'm going to be aiming retrograde, 30-second burn. Yeah, see it hang up again? 3, 2, and then just give myself some time to aim at the node. Alright, this is the tough one. So I've got 70 delta V out of this, so I'm going to have 800 left, and I've still got to circularize and land. Alright, so I'm aimed retrograde. Now I want to aim at my actual maneuver here. Turn that on. Alright. Get this down to around 15 seconds. Alright. I think everything's set. I'm just a little extra nervous about this one here. Relatively short burn. Gonna be throttling down soon. Oh, I can just kind of watch it here. 80, 70, 60, 50, and I'll go down to 40. Alright. So that's my orbit. And I'm going to be entering here and exiting here, right? Because I have the icon counter there. Boom, boom. I'm going to warp to here. Because I'm pretty sure that it's going to come in this way. But I don't want to accidentally warp there and fly by it. And I'm not going to be able to land. This is very tight with the delta V. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I land. I've still got 400, but I just don't see that happening. Yeah, it's clear I'm going to hit there. So I can time warp to here. Then I'm going to be making my maneuver to circularize, or at least to stay in orbit. I don't intend to circularize yet. I want to have my apoaps far out so my incline change is not very costly. Have I got it? I just let go of everything. Okay, it just hung up there. Stay in there. Okay, so now we're staying in the sphere of influence. I'll bring it in a little. So that's my burn, 28 delta V. I can just warp right next to it. I want to aim retrograde. And then just warp right next to it. And then when I come out of warp, should have enough time to make my turn here so that I'm aiming for the maneuver node. I'm thinking the landing is going to be in the next one. I get an average of 2 views, and if I can get one more view out of it, that is a heck of a percentage gain, right? And second, I try to keep the videos around 20 minutes. Alright. So I've still got a little bit of time before I do the burn. So we're just time warping a little bit. I want to be patient with these ones because I've got a lot of work into these, and I don't want to have to reshoot everything. The only real amusing mistake will be if I like run out of fuel, which is possible. I just want to bring it in a bit further here. Alright, call that good. Yeah, here I'm going to do my plane change, at least part of it. I don't think I can change all of it because I am inclined down as well, but I can at least get rid of... Why am I signaling with my hands? But I can get rid of this twisty bit by getting here and burning down, and that'll flatten it this way at least. So that'll be a bit of a help. What, maybe a little more? Something like that. Alright, and that's an 8-second burn, so I can just warp to the maneuver, I don't care. I'll just warp to it. I just hope I don't run out of delta V here. I think a landing is going to cost me like 600. I just don't know. It's tough because I have such a bad thrust to weight ratio. Let's see, I went radial up or down? Well, anyway, I'm just going to go up this way. I always get dyslexic about which is which. Alright, so this guy. Oh, it actually didn't get me all the way to the node, so I can see where I am compared to Apo-Apps. 5 hours, what? I think I'm at it, so I'm just going to burn now. It seems like my maneuver ended up after Apo-Apps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right about there. That looks flat-ish, maybe. I don't know, it looks flat-ish. If I burn more, does it make it better or worse? Worse. I'll call that good. Alright, so my peri-apps I'm happy with. Now what I want to do is bring my Apo-Apps in. So I'm just going to add a maneuver. I want to know approximately how much delta V it's going to take. I want to go retrograde here. Bring it in. And it would be good to have my peri-apps right about here. Oh, no. Right about there. And as is this, it's quite close. I don't need to be dead on the equator. So let's see if this looks like it lines up. Alright, so I want to time this a little different. Let's try going slightly more there. So that's what I'm going to go for. And then I can get to the Apo-Apps and bring the peri-apps down. So I've got another 100 delta V. Alright, and it's a 42-second burn, so I can warp to here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do the landing next time. And I don't know how much I'm going to record the science. I'll probably show you how I do a couple of hops and whatnot. Aim retro. We'll find out how it goes. I mean, I could have set staging wrong. There's one of 100 things I could have messed up or forgotten. I haven't played the game in years, so... Alright, so we're going to get down to 21 seconds or so. Start the burn. That's close enough. Again, I think that maneuver is after the peri-apps. You know, I just wish you could put them right on. Alright, we're on the Ike mission. It's this one here. So we're just doing the burn. I can time warp this a little. Did this end up different than I thought? I thought the peri-apps and Apo-Apps were... What do we got? 42, 47. I could have swore that I made the maneuver so that they lined up different. Oh well. Okay, so now I'm going to warp out to here. $600 delta V. Oof. This is about how much I think it takes to do the full landing. Alright, end time warp. And this is where I'm going to call it. So in the next video, I'm going to be doing my retro burn to bring my peri-apps down. Actually, I'm going to wait until I've got some light. So I'm going to need to time warp to a different month or something like that so that I've got some light over here. Because I want to see where I'm landing. But that's what we're going to be doing in the next one. So this is Keith from Kinvert. Basically, I'm getting ready for KSP2. I've got a degree in aerospace engineering. I teach kids robotics, coding, 3D printing, and I'm getting ready to build out our course for KSP2. That was announced maybe 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. So from when I recorded this, I don't know when I'm going to upload this video. But anyway, next one I'm going to be trying to land and we will see how it goes. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.